Okay, so the example that I wanted to do, number 13, if I remember correctly. No, number 10. Example, this is the example that I wanted to do. Now, again, no questions yet. So this is the example number 10 at the end of the textbook. Videotech is considering marketing one of two new video games for the coming holiday season: Battle Pacific or Space Pirates. Battle Pacific is a unique game and appears to have no competition at all, and the estimated profit in thousands of dollars under high, medium, and low demand are as follows. So if you have high demand, it'll be $1,000. Medium demand is 700, and low demand is 300. That's how much you expect to make. Now, Videotech is optimistic about its Space Pirates game. However, the concern is that profitability will be affected by a competitor's production of a video game viewed as similar to Space Pirates, and the estimated profits are given. So, if there is competition, you'll notice that the profits are lower than Battle Specific. But if there is no competition, the payoff is higher, and it's significantly higher if the demand is high. It's a lot. It's a lot higher, and there's a 50% chance that demand will be high if there is no competition for Space Pirates itself. So step number 1 is develop a decision tree for this Videotech problem, and then we'll answer the other questions. So let's begin with the decision tree, right? So briefly, the question itself is pretty straightforward. There are two options. You either market one game that has no competition, or you make the other game that has competition. Now, the point is they can only make one of the two games. They can't make both games within the time allotted. So if they make the game with competition, then there are two options. Either they don't know what the competitor is going to do. The competitor could put out a game. If the competitor does put out a game, does publish their own game, the payoff is going to be lower. But if they don't publish their game, the payoff is going to be much higher, right? And so step number 1 is to develop a decision tree. So let's develop a decision tree for this. So again, I'm going to do this in Word. Now, I am going to use Word shapes to do this. But again, in the exam and even for the homework, you can absolutely do this by hand. You can do this by hand, take a picture and attach a picture. But remember that if you're doing this by hand, taking a picture and whatnot, make sure that it's well lighted and I can see everything clearly. Just check the picture out once. If I can't see stuff clearly, I will definitely not give you credit for it. So just make sure. All your phones have really good cameras, so just use that. Okay. What am I doing? Right. So step number 1. So there are two decisions essentially that they. I guess there's only one decision that they have to make, and the payoffs are different. So let's put that down. So the decision that they have to make. So step number 1. Let me start with the rectangle. So the first decision, whenever you're doing a decision point, it's a rectangle. So the first decision point is simple. This is node 1. This is where we are saying there are two options, right? And the two options are you either this is option 1, and we have another option 2. Option 1 is you develop a game that has let's call this game 1. So the names I forget. The first game, so Battle Pacific has no competition, but Space Pirates does have competition. So this is Battle Pacific. Let me Battle Pacific, and this is Space Pirates. Battle Pacific and Pacific and Space Pirates. Now, Pacific has no competitor, so if you make the decision to go with Battle Pacific, uh, you can directly sell your game. So there is no more decision to be made here. You just face a state of nature. So I'm gonna shapes. So you just face a state of nature here, which is demand. You just face a simple state of nature, a demand. Node 2. And the demand that you face, so you can have high demand, medium demand, or low demand. High demand. Medium demand or low demand. Those are the three possibilities. So if you have high demand, medium demand, low demand, we'll write out the payoffs now. So the payoffs are 1,700 and 300 with 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, 173. So this is 1,000. Right. So the payoff here is 1,700 and 300. And we know the probability. So the probabilities are 0.2, 0.5, and 0.3. Again. Right? So this is the first part of the decision tree. Now the second part of the decision tree, so this is the other piece. So this is where about that. So this is the other part of the decision tree where now once you choose to build space pirates, you're either going to have competition or you're not going to have competition. Now that is not under your control. So if you do have competition, this is what happens. And if you don't have competition, this is what happens. So that again is a state of nature. So you cannot control it. So I'm gonna state of nature here. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is state of nature. This state of nature is whether or not you have competition. So if you have competition, something happen. If you don't have competition, something else happens. So if you have competition, uh, let's take this decision part of the decision tree here. And if you don't have competition, let's take that part of the decision tree. Oops, sorry. Part of the decision tree here. Now this piece here, this piece here gets repeated here. So if you have competition, you know what? This is what happens. You have no competition. This is what happens. Right. And if you have no competition, again, you face a state of nature. The state of nature is a demand. And you have high demand, medium demand, and low demand again. And similarly, in case you face a state of nature where there is competition, you again face high demand, medium demand, and low demand, high demand, medium demand, and low demand. Again, this is much easier if you do this by hand. And I'm sure there are software out there that let you do this better, but this is basically the decision tree. Now, I'm not going to write the probabilities and whatnot here. Because that'll take me forever. But the probabilities and everything are given here. So if there is competition, there'll be 800 with 30% probability, 400 with 40% probability, and 200 with a 30% probability for high, medium, low demand. Without competition, will be 1600, 800, and 400 with 50%, 30%, and 20% probabilities. Right. So that's what we are going to have. So let's do this calculation. Right. So let's set up this calculation. Minute of the probability. So let's do the decision tree. So let's start with the case here. So this is the case of battle pirates. So if you end up using battle pirates, if you choose battle pirates, that is, if you choose to go this route, the payoff will be 0.2 times 100, 0.5 times 700, and 0.3 times 300. So the expected value will be. Wait a second. I'm not looking at if you guys have any questions. Oh, you couldn't see any of that? Was it too small? I'm sorry, I didn't. Okay, sorry about that. I'll. Okay. I didn't notice that earlier. And this payoff will be, so it's 0.2 times 100, that's 20, 0.5 times 700, that's 350, and that's 90. That's 350, 90, it's 440, and 20, will be 460. The payoff is 460. That'll be the payoff if you release Battle Pirates. So Battle Pirates. What happens if you do Space Pirates, or what is the name of the other? Space Pirate Pacific. Not who cares? Who cares what the names are? So Space Pirates and Battle Pacific. So Battle Pacific, there are two options here. Now, if you read the text carefully, it says, where is this? Right. Now, for planning purposes, Videotech believes that there is a 60% probability that the competitor will produce a new game similar to Space Pirates. Given that probability, what should they do? Now, there is a 60% probability that the competitor will release something. So there's a 40% probability that the competitor will not release something. So that's this probability here. So there's a 60% probability that the competitor will release something, and there is a 40% probability that the competitor will not release anything. And if the competitor does release something, we know what the payoffs are. So we know the payoffs are going to be here. Let me brute force this. No, it doesn't make sense. Right? So if the competitor does release something with a 60% probability, the payoffs are 800, 400, and 200. Competitor does not release something. The payoffs are 1600, 800, and 400. Let me get the probabilities down. 0.3, 0.4, 0.3, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2. There you go. So finally, this is the decision tree with all the probability values and all the payoff values. So with the Battle Pirates, we know that the payoff is 460 $460. With Space Pirates, so Battle Pirates, and this is node 2. So this is the node 2. So with Space Pirates, Battle Pacific. Space Pirates with competition. This is node 4. This is the node 4. The payoff here is 0.3 times 800 plus 0.4 times 400 plus 0.3 times 200. And this will be, so that's 240. So 0.3 times 800 will be 240. This will be 160, 0.4 times. So 240 plus 160 make it 400. And then this will be 60. So it will be about 460. So I'm hoping somebody is checking my math, right? Because it's quite possible I'm wrong here. So wait, so this will be, let me just write this. It will be 20 plus 350 plus 20. This is good. So this will be 240 plus 160 plus it's 460. Spades Pirates without competition, and this is node 5. If any of you notice something wrong with my math, just type it up. I will try to, let me keep this open so I can see you guys typing in. Oh, for Battle Pirates? Yikes. That's 1,000. Oh my God. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's 1,000. Now that I put down damn font size. There you go, 1,000. Yes, absolutely. This is 1,000. So that should be 200, right? Not 20. 200 plus 350 plus 90. So it's 550 plus 90. 550 plus 90. 40. Yep, 116. So 1,600. Did that again. Thank you, Brandon. Okay, thankfully I didn't do those calculations just yet. So this will be 0.5 times 1,600 plus 0.3 times 800 plus 0.2 times 400. This should be 800 plus 240 plus 80. 240 plus 80 makes it 320. It will be 1120. Okay. Am I good? Did I miss something? Let me mix. So it's 200 plus 350 plus 90. No, I think I'm good this time. I think I'm good this time. Okay. So that's so this is Spades Pirates. With competition, you'll make $460. Without competition, you'll make $1,120. So the expected value of Space Pirates in total, Space Pirates, the expected value of this. So this is node 3, expected value. So the expected value here is there is a 60% chance that your competitor will release something. So it's a 60% chance that you will make $460. And there is a 40% chance that you will end up making $1,120. So this will be, let's say, that will be $724. So 0.6 times 460 plus 0.4 times 1120, that will give me $724. Okay. So the expected value of Battle Pirates is $640. Battle Pacific is $640, and the expected value of Space Pirates is $724. So it makes more sense for you to release Space Pirates than Battle Pacific. Now, even in the worst case scenario, if a competitor does come out with something, you will be making only $460. That is less than the $640 you could have made. But the difference is, I mean, it's less than $200, so it's not that much of a difference. But there is a good 40% chance that you'll end up making $11-20. It's way more than what you could have made before. So that's my. So that's that. So let's go back to the question. Right. So using expected value, what's your recommended decision? The recommended decision is to market Space Pirates. So if you market Space Pirates and the competition does release something, you will make $460. If the competition doesn't release anything, you will make $11-20. So but the decision is to release Space Pirates. No? It says use sensitivity analysis to determine what the probability of competition for Space Pirates would have to be for you to change your recommended decision alternative. So the question is this. Right now, we are assuming that there is a 60% chance that your competition will release something, and there is a 40% chance that your competition will not release something. If your competition releases something, you make $460. If your competition does not release anything, you make $11-20. Now, with a 60-40 chance, your expected value is 724, and 724, that's the expected value of releasing Space Pirates, and the expected value of Battle Pacific is 640. So comparing 2 and 3, it makes more sense for you to release Space Pirates because you make more money. So expected value is 724, while the expected value here is 640. So the question is, instead of this being 60-40, what should these numbers be so that it makes more sense for us to release Battle Pacific than Space Pirates? So instead of 60-40, if it was 70-30 or 80-20 or the other way around, what if it was 40-60 or 30-70 or some number like that? What should these probability values be so that it makes more it makes more sense for us to release Battle Pacific than Space Pirates? That's the question. That's the last question, right? So before I proceed, do you understand the question? What we are trying to do, instead of a 60% chance that our competitor will release something, what if that probability were different? What should that probability value be so that you end up with Battle Pacific being the better decision? So how do I answer a question like that? So let's go back to this problem. So let's say that for this calculation, so in this calculation, so whether the competition comes in or not, these numbers are the same. So the calculation that we did for node 4 is still 460. The calculation that we did for node 5 is still 1120. So this payoff and this payoff doesn't change. Similarly, the payoff for Battle Pacific doesn't change either. This is 640. So the payoff here is going to be 640. The payoff here is going to be 460. Here is going to be 1120. That doesn't change. The only thing changing is these probabilities, which means that the way we calculate the expected value at node 3, this 60% times 460 plus 40% times 1120, that's the calculation that we did. 60% times this payoff, which is 460, 40% times this payoff, which is 1120. So this is the only calculation that changes, right? Now, this number is higher because, so this number is 724 because we are saying 60% chance of making $460, and there's a 40% chance of making $1120. Now, for Battle Pacific to be the better decision, the payoff for Space Pirates has to be less than $640. It has to be, let's say, $639 or something like that. But at what value will it become exactly $640? For this expected value to reduce, for us to make less money, expected value to be less, when you build Space Pirates, the reason why the expected value of Space Pirates will go down from this number is because if the probability of the competition increases. So if the probability of competition were 70-30 instead of 60-40, there is a higher chance that the probability is higher that you will make $460 and the probability is lower that you'll make $11, $20. So your expected value will reduce. So the question is, what should these numbers be? So the expected value reduces to 640. So for the sake of this calculation, I am going to assume that the probability of competition, instead of being 0.6, is P. So I'm going to call it P. I'm going to say that the probability of competition is some number P. I don't know what that number is. For the sake of argument, I'm going to call it P. That's the probability of competition. Then what is the probability that there is no competition? What is this probability? Can somebody tell me that? What is the probability that there is no competition? So if the probability that there is competition is P, lowercase p, what is the probability that there will be no competition? How do I calculate that probability? That's exactly right. It has to be 1 minus p, right? So if the probability is p, the other probability is 1 minus p, because the total probability has to add up to 1, 70, 30, 80, 20, 60, 40, some number, but it has to add up to 1. So that's absolutely right. So this probability has to be 1 minus p. So the question is, what is the value of p so that the expected value of space pirates is equal to the expected value of battle pirates, right? So let's calculate that. So if this is P, this will be 1 minus P. So, and you want this, so this is the expected value. So that's the expected value of node 3. So at what value of P will the expected value of node 3, the expected value of node 3 become equal to the expected value of node 2? Right now, the expected value of node 3 with 60-40 probability is higher than the expected value of node 2. But at what value of P will it become equal, right? So let's calculate that. So that will be P times 460 plus 1 minus P times 1120 has to be equal to 640. Now this we can solve for P. So this is the expected value for Space Pirates, and this is the expected value for Battle Pacific. So I can solve this for P. So how do I solve this for P? This is P times, first let me distribute the 1120 times 460 plus 1120 minus, so it's 1 times 1120 minus P times 1120. This is 640. So this is simple algebra. All of you can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect all the values of P on this side and move all the non-P values to the other side. So this will be P times 460 minus P times 1120. So how much is 1120 minus 460? I'll probably do this in my head, but I don't. 660, right? It will be 660. So it will be minus 660 times P is equal to 640 minus 20. It's P times 460 minus P times 1120. That will be minus 660 times P. And on the right hand side will be 640 minus 1120. So it's be 480. It's minus minus on both sides, so P will be, no, I want lowercase p, 480 divided by 660. Again, I mean, this straightforward algebra. You guys can easily do this in your sleep. It will be 0.7272. So that's the probability. So right now, the probability of competition is 60-40. So if the probability of competition becomes 72.72%, exactly, that is when the expected value of Space Pirates will be equal to the expected value of Battle Pacific. Now, as the competition becomes more, let's say that the probability becomes 73%, then the expected value of Space Pirates will become less than 640. And that's when Battle Pacific becomes more, it's more likely that, so it makes more sense for you to release Battle Pacific. So you can find that value of P where this changeover takes place. And you can do that just by saying, okay, so the expected value of this is, of node 3 is P times 640 plus 1 minus P times 1120, and the expected value of node 2 is 640. So with that, how much should the value of P be such that they become equal? So this is the value at which they become equal. And if the probability of competition becomes more than 72, let's say 75%, then it's more likely that you'll make $460 than $1120. So it makes more sense for you to release Battle Pacific than Space Pirates, right? So that's the cutoff point. And that's how you do that calculation. That's how you answer that question, right? There you go. That is question number 10 from the textbook. That's a decision tree. So the decision tree that you have to, so for the homework, you are doing the 2 decision trees from the, one is the property purchase strategy and the other is the lawsuit defense strategy. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of information here, but at the end of the day, you have to come up with a decision tree like this. So think of it that way. What are the decisions being made? So in a lawsuit, what are the decisions being made? You are making an initial offer, then you're waiting for somebody else to respond, and based on that, you will make another offer, and all of that. So just draw a decision tree. So when you draw a decision tree, just remember that you use a square node when you're making an explicit decision. So here, you're the only explicit decision you're making here is whether to release Battle Pacific, or Space Pirates. That's the only explicit decision you're making. For that, we use the node. For once you do that, everything else that you face is a state of nature. The demand that you face is a state of nature because demand is not under your control and you have probabilities for that. And whether or not your competition releases something, even that is a state of nature because it's not under your control. There is a certain probability for that. And once that happens, then you face demand again. So you face demand. So with competition, you face certain demand. Without competition, you face certain demand. All of these are states of nature. So that's why we use circles. So that is what you boil it down to. Are you explicitly making a decision? And if you are, you represent it with a square and you look at all the options. If you're not explicitly making a decision, you face a state of nature. Again, you list out all the options, but don't forget to list out the probabilities. Then you calculate expected values by multiplying probability with the value, and adding them up. So you get this and you get this and all of that. And then, of course, again, the same thing here, probability with value, and you add up. But when you're making a decision at the decision point, with profit values, you always pick the highest profit value. So here, you expect the profit to be 640. Here, you expect the profit to be 724. In the case of 60/40, so this is 724. This is 640. So this makes more sense than that. So you explicitly choose to make Space Pirates. Now, if the probability instead of being 60/40 is higher than 72.72%, then you will explicitly choose to make Battle Pacific, not Space Pirates. So at a decision point, you pick one of the alternatives. At the state of nature, you just calculate the expected value by multiplying probability with payoff and probability with payoff. That's the major difference.